Mental health, Kaeley Hernandez. Take one.
What mental health means to me, I believe that having good mental health is what keeps people going. Everything stems from the mind. If you're not mentally good up here, then doing anything else in life is just gonna be trickier. Not saying that it can't be done.
Two people in my family, a couple of friends that I hang out with. It shouldn't really change your opinion on them because they're dealing with their own problem and they're getting better. And if you think they're not, you should really comfort them.
Well, my mom has been affected by mental health issues. She suffers from depression and bipolar disorder. I know a lot of people, like people with anxiety or depression especially, because it's really prevalent in teens today.
Girl I used to date it actually, her brother had Down syndrome. And usually when she like out of town, stuff like that, I would like check up on him and stuff like that, like after school and like after work, make sure he's good.
Well, I have a lot of friends and actually family members that go through bouts of depression. I actually have a dear friend of mine passed away 2 years ago over suicide. It definitely has been affecting us as a whole for many years. Sometimes you don't realize there's an issue until something happens.
What made me willing to talk about mental health was mental health is really a hard problem for teenagers or adults growing up, and it could be a really big problem if not solved. So I think we should help benefit people that need the resource or everything they need to get better.
It's very important to me. When it comes to mental health, it does affect almost everybody I know. I think a lot of issues when it comes to things like with violence and racial issues, sexism, things like that. I feel like a lot of that can be addressed firstly within ourselves mentally. And I think that's why it's really important to me.
My mom is really the reason I'm able to talk about mental health, because she's really open with me about it and she tells me what's going on. And I think that because it's such a personal and close issue, it's easy for me to. I've heard that people with mental health issues can't function in their daily lives, and they are either really angry people or really sad people all the time, and that they're really lonely, which I don't believe is the case all the time.
The stigmas I've heard in mental health is that they're not as important as physical health issues. Another one I've heard is that depression is just a phase, that depression can just be fixed with just being happy or just thinking positively. Sometimes that doesn't always work. As the general public, we don't know how depression works with the brain. Sometimes we just think that, oh, it could just be a quick fix, and that's not always the case. Sometimes a lot of that takes time.
Just spreading awareness, and they do stuff like that in schools.
I think just having conversations. I think if people are more comfortable just talking about their own experiences with mental health, I think it will prompt more people to be open to talk about their own issues. I think sometimes when people don't feel comfortable talking about mental health is because they don't see other people doing it, because they think it's either taboo or they just feel like other people don't want to discuss it. Just knowing the general information when it comes to mental health can go a long way if a lot more people take the time to learn about it.
I just feel like that we just need to treat them as normal people. Don't just treat them normal. How do you treat your mother or father or a friend?
I think a lot of families don't like to talk about mental health issues, and particularly in the Black community. I know that that's something that isn't always addressed. Usually we're taught to not talk about it, that it's no big deal, it's not an issue, you're just being moody.
Different cultures have their different ways of helping other people. Many people can give you advice or research about the problem that's happening, or many of them can just ignore the problem.
Different cultures approach mental health in a lot of different ways. I know that there's cultures that think people with mental health issues, they have something evil in them, and that's not true at all, obviously.
Issues can cause people to shut down or to ignore other people and to be quiet or to be more angry around others.
It can definitely put a strain on their relationships because somebody is dealing with something inside them, and then they also have to deal with another person, so it can definitely be difficult for someone.
It can hinder relationships, especially if there's an issue going on with a few people and it's not being discussed and they just assume it's like a personality issue when really there's more to it.
I guess just know that there's help out there.
You can do it. Always make sure that whoever's dealing with a problem, for you to comfort them or for you to give them advice to help deal with stuff like that. Because it's really hard for people to be alone.
My message for those dealing with mental health issues is that you're not alone. There are definitely resources out there, and don't be afraid to talk about it, because you never know who is willing to listen.
Deuces.